We will start. Let you guys mute. If you don't mute, I will mute. And so we were talking about Manisha. For people living in this part of the world, the Manisha is a feminine word, and this Manisha name is given to girls, to the women. So with my Indian friends, when I was talking to about Manisha, their wives were telling me, who is this Manisha? So Manisha, we said Manisha. Manisha is a pure, simple intellect. It is a witness, it is shining. That level of awareness in the intellect. Are you ready? You will say yes. But I did not reflect on what lesson I learned last week. Why? Because I was too busy. Because I was suffering from pain. Or many events came in my life. You are using your IQ. You are not using your Manisha. See that. You never say I was too busy. That is why I did not go to the restroom for 1 week. But how easily we say, no, I was so busy. I didn't find the time. I did not practice. Why? I had many things in my life. See the difference between the Manisha and the IQ. So let me recall you. There was a Chandala and there was an enlightened person. So the enlightened person, Shankara, says, go away to the dirty, so-called illiterate person. So, when an enlightened person says, go away, that dirty guy who was also enlightened, and he asked, to whom you say, go away. Even our body appears different, but body is made up of the same matter. How come you say, go away? And you claim you are enlightened? Come on. And the second question he asked, consciousness cannot be divided. The space, you cannot divide the space. Consciousness is like a space. So to whom you say, go away, are you saying it to consciousness? It cannot go away. It is all pervading. And the third point he says from the individual standpoint. What is the individual standpoint? You are Stephen, I am Girish. You are Jerry and David, I am Girish. You see, we appear different as an individual consciousness. And that individual consciousness is false. How come it is false? It is apparent, it appears, because body is made up of the same matter and consciousness is one. Do you see that? So there it comes. What comes? Manisha. Through the Manisha, I analyze, I understand. Keep smiling. It is so simple. Provided you don't use your IQ, you use your Manisha. So the first verse, the master says, "Oh, appearing a dirty guy, you are an enlightened person. You have explained everything. Because you are enlightened, you are my guru. You are my guru." So now, can I live in Manisha all the time? Then I don't see a difference between a beggar and Bill Gates. Outwardly, I should treat the way the people are, playing my role, but inside, no difference between a beggar and a Bill Gates. Why? It is for my own progress into meditation. Don't go out and start teaching, "I don't find any difference between a beggar and Bill Gates." The people will say you are crazy. It has to be an inner transformation. Chandalo astu, satu dvijo astu. That is the meaning. Whether you are a beggar or Bill Gates in modern times, modern comparison, we all are one consciousness. We are going slowly, and now we will come to the second verse. So what we understood in the first verse last week, that consciousness is the real self. We understood waking state, dream state, sleep state. Are you listening to me? I'm going slowly. Are you guys listening to me? When you say yes, what is that I in you who is listening? In waking state, you are listening to me. Do you listen to me in a sleeping state? So it means that I is not a real I who is listening. So simple. Are you understanding? In dream state, do you listen to me? No. In waking state, you listen to me? Yes. In sleep state, do you listen to me? No. So we recognize this I in me through the thoughts and through the words. Am I clear? Am I clear? You recognize and we recognize me or I through the words, language, thoughts. Am I clear? It is such a beautiful, live with the Manisha. So it means what? In sleep, this I do not exist. Do you really do not exist in a deep sleep? Then how can you return to a waking state? Are you getting it? Are you getting it? You can nod your head. Yes, I'm getting it. So in sleep, there is no I. In waking state, there is a I. It means I recognize this I through the words and the thought. Well, get away with all the thoughts for a while. Do you feel that you exist? Even if there is a thought, even if there is no thought? Yes. Yes, I am aware. Isn't it? Whether there is a thought form or whether there is a no thought. I'm summarizing simply because it takes study, reflection, understanding. Are you understanding? So, what is the conclusion by the Manisha? Manisha ask a question: when you are sleeping, do you recognize that I? No, I don't recognize that I, because there is no thought and I am not listening, so it means I am dead. No, I am not dead. Being dead and sleeping are two different states. So we concluded there is a thought by which I recognize I. That I is not real I. Are you getting it? So it becomes clear when I say, here I am listening, I am talking, I am eating, I am enjoying. That I is not real I. Are you getting it? Teacher is one who teaches through the knowledge. I told you last time, what I told you, that physics teacher must refer to the scientist, Einstein, Archimedes, I remember a couple of names, Newton, to make us understand what is physics. Same way, we refer the teachings of these great masters. So, I know myself even when there is no thought. So, I know myself in two ways: without thought, with thought. Without thought, pure awareness. With thought, I am using my mind. Am I clear? In a waking state, the senses and the mind are in action. Mind sees the world, mind expands. And that is how I recognize myself. In dream state, senses are in action. No, senses are not in action, but mind is in action. So that mind projects the past impression. In sleep, senses and mind are not in action. So hence, there is no I, there is no false I. But at the same time, consciousness is present in all the three states. So when I awaken to that state of consciousness, I am already in the state of meditation. Did you get it? We need only Manisha. So I remember a beautiful parable, and that actually happened in the oldest city in the world, that is known as Varanasi, Banaras. There you find great scholars and great teachers. It is a common saying in our profession that those who have not visited Banaras or Varanasi, they have not achieved their highest state. It's a common saying. So there lived a great king. Pay attention. And that is what is happening in the world every day, every moment in our life. And that gives you the soul of what meditation is. So there was a great king, and he had a prince, son, 7 or 8 years old. They went to theater. Normally we talk of Hamilton and New York. Oh, let us go and see the theater, the drama. So they went to see the theater. And there was a role of a girl, 7-year-old, and the prince was also 7-year-old. Real I, false I. Keep that in mind, Manisha. We don't need too much of IQ. So there was a role of a 7-year-old girl, and she became sick. She could not perform her role. So the director of that drama saw the prince. Was handsome. No, 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 you can play a role of a girl. Come on. It happened, so he played a role of a girl. Drama came to an end. They went to their house. Now, go back. Go 15 years later. He was 21 years old now. So what happened? The portrait of that 7-year-old girl, in fact, he was a prince, but portrait of a girl was painted and it was lying in their garage in a modern way or in the store. After, at the age of 21 years, that young, handsome, intelligent boy went to the store. He saw the portrait of a 7-year-old girl and he fell in love with that girl. We fall in love with our body, our mind, so-called our relations. Pay attention. He fell in love. So, without telling his father, he went into the entire kingdom to find that girl, but that girl was not available. He became sad, frustrated, tension. There were no smartphones, so he could have searched into Google. So there was no... This pertains to meditation, Terry. You understand that? So anyhow, he became sad and depressed, and minister of the king saw, even the king saw, what happened to you? Why you are so sad? Everything is okay. Your health is okay. Don't you think the same thing happens? A small hesitation in our house. Our face becomes so big. We continue to live with the big face. So the king appointed a minister and asked to find out where lies the problem. So minister went to that prince and said, "What happened to you, my son? We are here to take care of you. I fell in love with whom? A beautiful girl. Where she is? We will go to her house and we will request their parents to marry you." I could not find her, but where you saw her? So the prince took the minister into the store and he pointed the portrait of a 7-year-old girl. How beautiful she is. "Minister, can you find this girl for me?" "I have a big house. See the beautiful house." I'm not comparing. We look ourselves into the mirror and what we see, the body. Body is not me. And the minister smiled. Because minister was also present in that drama. That took place 15 years back. So minister sat down with the prince and he told the story. Go back 15 years back. How old you were? 7 years. There was a drama. Oh, that drama is still being repeated and played. Do you recognize the 7-year-old girl that plays in that drama? Yes. Now see what is going to happen. Manisha. So 15 years ago, the girl was sick and you played the role. This is not she, this is you, the prince. Do you need any practice to get rid of your wrong notions created by the worlds in the society, by our education? Do you need to do any practice? That is why meditation is known as an effortless, thoughtless state. That is why the meditation is known as emptiness. So reference point, emptiness. Real I always remains. The false I, with the false I, you don't say false I, it is an apparent I. Who you are? I am David. So David is a name identifying with the body. We should continue to play our role. But at the same time, we should remember the real I. We should not fall in love with that girl. That is an apparent. Are you getting it? We have to live in that Manisha all the time. When you live into that Manisha, your meditation always remains. So now what is the message here in this second verse? So in the first verse we understood that we become a waker, we become a sleeper, we become a dreamer, but behind that there is one consciousness which is pervading, all pervading, everywhere in all of them. Means that consciousness is real self. In the first verse that we did last week. In the second verse, who is that real self? That real self is me, which is ever present. And what is that real self? Coming from both the statements, you always identify. There is a natural awareness in you. You say, I am pure consciousness. First, by understanding, by seeing it through the Manisha, seeing it through the Manisha is the first step. And then feeling it, experiencing it, Manisha goes away. You live into that state of meditation all the time. Go back. Beggar and the Bill Gates are one. Then you are in meditative state. It doesn't mean you treat both of them similarly outside, at a transactional level. Are you understanding? So at the transactional level, we play our role well. What is that role? It's very well defined. What is the duty and role of a husband or a wife or a kid? What is the role of a student? Don't we know it? We know it. Don't create an identity crisis. When we treat the false I with the real I, the problem will remain forever. We don't remain husband, wife, we don't remain king or queen or Bill Gates or beggar. Sleep is a common element for everyone. Are you getting it? When I'm in a deep sleep, who cares whether I'm a beggar or a Bill Gates? Do you see that? So it is the thought form that creates the I, and that I identifies with the transactional world outside. And Bill Gates Googles his name. So first page, first link shows Bill Gates is the richest person in the world. Identification. In sleep, he was not there. Can I contemplate and reflect? So why I said so, for a minute I'll say, in a canvas, there's a beautiful canvas we always keep in our home. So now look back, all those paintings that you have in your house. So I'm creating a painting on the canvas. There is a handsome guy who is looking at his big mansion. I'm talking of canvas. Are you getting it? You're handsome. The guy is extremely handsome, young, all with the black hair, not the gray hair like me. So he's looking at the mansion. That is at the sea beach. He see the steamer. He see the yacht. He see the luxury cars are always there. Beautiful patio, the front yard. That man is looking everything, all the luxuries and comfort. But that is a canvas. Our false eye lives in that delusion. Are you getting it? So this world is a big canvas. Now compare that. This world is a big canvas. You wake up in the morning. You have a thought. Whether you have a thought, I'm a beggar or Bill Gates, it is all canvas. The world is a big canvas on which painting is there. Can I change that painting every day? That is the purpose of meditation. So it means anything that I see in the world and able to explain through the language is neither me, it does not belong to me. It will come, it will go. In these 40 years, I think I changed 7 or 8 houses. And every time my mind says, this is my house. You see that? I explained to you before. I stand before the mirror every time I say, this is me. Come on. What happened to that 5-year-old boy when he looked into the mirror? What happened to that guy? That was not you? Yes, that was also me. And this is also me. Means I'm not the body. We don't need IQ. We don't need any research. I see it. Look at the Terry when I met her. Bubbling girl when I met in 2007. You are not the body. Finished. Can I drop that identification in my life? It does not mean that I don't live with the body. I am not the car. It does not mean let me throw the car out. Don't take an extreme point of view. That is not Manisha. That is IQ. Do you see the difference between the two? When we live with that Manisha, we live in meditation, we work in meditation, we live our life in meditation. We don't anticipate and expect the happiness to come to me. In a canvas, the world is a canvas. Happiness is within me. Are you understanding? I'm comparing both. I'm running after the most beautiful girl like the prince. Beauty is in the state of meditation. Let us start our journey. If you feel bored listening to me, IQ. If you enjoy listening to me, Manisha. So, eyes are closed and mind looking inside the head or the heart. The stage 1, first step, body is steady, naturally steady. Why? So simple. When Manisha plays a role and it knows I'm not the body, deeper inside, and you make the body steady, it remains steady. Smartphone is not mine. Here I kept it on the table, done. And looking deep inside my head or the heart in the space. Looking inside, I made it clear. Looking inside means looking beyond the mind. Because there are no proper words to explain the thoughtlessness state. Then we move to the second step of the first stage. Being comfortable, move the mind on the neck joint. Be there, feel. You see and you feel. What did I say? Through the Manisha we see where lies the reality, and by practice we feel. What do you feel? Sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. The mind goes to shoulder joints. Feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. Hip joint. Sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. The entire body. You see how easy it has become when you are practicing regularly? Third step of the stage 1 is being carefree. When this language, this thought disappears in deep sleep, it surely means the thought cannot explain, cannot say, cannot feel, who am I? So let every thought come and go like the birds in the sky. I should maintain my awareness of the space behind these thoughts, feelings, sensations. Do you see that? What we discuss, we always translate that into practice. Then, being casual, my friends. Casual, natural, aware. What happened to the prince when the minister narrated the story? Went into the flashback. You are. This is not the girl, you are the prince. You are not the husband, wife, son, daughter, Bill Gates, beggar. You are pure consciousness. That pointer is being casual. We move to the second stage, we purify the mind. Now we have started doing the belly breathing. Look deep inside the belly button and short and quick, gentle breath from the belly. Start it through both the nostrils, maintaining an awareness and being cheerful. Start breathing. When you inhale, the belly goes out. When you exhale, the belly goes in. Continue. Continue. And stop this, do nothing, start breathing deep, silent, slow. Slow inhalation take time and exhalation also takes time. First make this inhalation and exhalation equal, deep, silent and slow for a while. And then we will start humming with every exhalation. First check it. That is a subtle awareness. That is what the minister took the prince to a flashback, 7-year-old. Do you remember? Your dad insisted you to play the role of a girl. And he said, little bit, I remember. Now I remember. Is this me? Yes, delusion is gone. So, in order to remove that delusion, while exhaling, start making the humming sound louder, deeper, and longer. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, And stop this. Look inside. Maybe inside the head or the heart, whatever is easy for you. So instantly we become aware of the space or emptiness. Through the same parable, the minister is saying, do you know who is? Oh, she is a beautiful girl. Okay, don't be fast. Calm down. Flashback. You see, it appears out of context. But no. So look inside the space. When you see the space, that is your first milestone, and drop Om Shanti mentally. Now allow the mind to go deeper than the first milestone. You enter deeper into the space as if the mind is moving within. Second milestone, Om Shanti. So you're asking the mind to continue the journey, to go deep inside, don't stop and claim that I see emptiness. That is a projected emptiness of the mind. We have to go to that emptiness, which is real. That is what the minister did to the prince. Do you remember? What do you remember? You were 7-year-old. You also participated in that. How did I participate, minister? Another milestone. The girl became sick and you were asked to perform the role of a girl. You insisted not to. Minister reminded that when you react and hesitate yourself, mostly you remember those events. And the prince relived that. Oh, yes, minister. Then, did the minister say anything to the prince? No, the prince said, oh, so this is my portrait. Minister smiled. That is how you feel, you experience. So continue with Om Shanti. One milestone, second milestone. If you have understood that parable, Manisha moves the mind. We are into the third stage of this meditation. I explain in stages. In reality, there are no stages. But for the sake of understanding, Now stop this in that deeper state. Look at the head and the neck. My Manisha should be clear. You see it clearly so that you can feel. So we always see clearly when it is an objective reality. So look at the head and the neck outside and feel sensation, relaxation, stillness. Look inside the head and the neck. Feel the sensation in the space. That is your experience of calmness and quietness. And then move the mind deeper within, as if it's a horizon where the sky meets the earth, where the matter meets the consciousness. Chest and the belly, outside. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. You see and feel inside. And the mind, Manisha says, yes, that's okay, no worries. Inside, you see the space and the sensation, the calmness and quietness. And then move deeper inside. Manisha says, I will not be carried away by the projected darkness or emptiness. I want a real emptiness. One thing is sure, once you have a real emptiness, the knowledge of reality dawns. I need not to say anything. A revelation takes place. Look at the entire body, from the top of the head to the toes. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness inside the body. Sensation in the space. Calmness and quietness. We say in Hindi, sthirata. Calmness is more of achanchalata. And allow the mind to continue to move naturally deeper inside horizon. In that state of horizon, we move to the stage 4, exploring within, the state of the objectless state. So let us use the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. What is Om? Unmanifest reality, consciousness. Namah, when Manisha is at the highest state, it has discarded the false I. Shivaya, it is manifest Om. So, casually looking inside the forehead, touching the horizon, being there, and saying mentally, Om Namah Shivaya. Minister, is this girl, beautiful girl in the portrait, is me? My delusion is gone, my depression is gone. So that manifest Om is the girl. Om, unmanifest consciousness. When the mind is clear, we live into that state. See, that is the beauty. We move into the stage 5, doing nothing, looking at the breath going in and out, feeling the sensation of the breath, and no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Now see, when I say no and see the breath going in and out, you see it. Then I say you feel it, it is your experience. And then I make a point, do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Means the stage 5 in this meditation is just a natural. When I say we can only realize our true nature in a state of thoughtlessness. How can you start thinking to know how not to think? See that? When you see that, you are in Manisha. You are there. And doing nothing. Remain in the state of doing nothing. Chandalostu satu dvijo astu Gururityesha Manisha Mama. My Manisha says, whether beggar or Bill Gates, whether name and the form are different, I am one pure consciousness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind to the right hand, your mind to the left hand. Raise both your palms, place it on your closed eyes. Stay there for a while in that darkness After opening the eyes inside the palms and know your experiences, then bring the hands down to share so that each one is benefited, including you. So, how are you, Ashok?
Sir, it was better and progressive.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Very good. How are you, Stephen?
Good, very good. Very nice meditation. A little bit different this time than my past few experiences. From the moment we closed our eyes, it was almost like a light went off of just
Good.
a white light in my in the emptiness, and then as we got through the breathing, the light always stayed there, but everything went blank.
It's a beautiful state. You see the canvas gone. You look at the canvas, no, here I am, here is my house, here is my honey, here is my sunny and everything. The canvas is gone. Only then we experience these flashes of light. Beautiful. How are you, Terry?
I feel fine, and I feel like I don't know what when I'm in I had no trouble holding still, and I had no problems at all. But sometimes I feel like I don't know whether I'm having a thought or not.
Good.
That's been happening a lot.
Good. Good. We are progressing. I appreciate. That's wonderful. So, how are you, Jerry and David?
There we go. Go ahead.
That was a much different experience for me. As soon as we started the short breath, my body temperature rose up.
Good.
So that's a lot earlier than normal. And by the time we got to the long breath, there was a lot of emotion for me.
Yes.
And I couldn't sometimes complete the breath because of the emotion.
Because of the emotion.
My eyes were watering through the whole time.
Release. Release is happening. Let it happen.
And then after that, it was just...
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I have seen emotional David first time. That is wonderful. How are you, Jerry?
I'm good. It was a really deep practice. Each stage was deeper and deeper, and difficulty coming out of it, actually.
Good.
So, thank you.
Wonderful. Always remember. One phrase we should remember. Chandalostu satu dvijostu. That master says to that beggar, Chandala, you are enlightened, you are my guru, you are 100% clear about what is enlightenment, what is true meditative state, and who is saying? The world recognizes, the entire India recognized that he was an enlightened guy, and he is saying to the bad beggar, you are. Otherwise, what happens? You become a New York bestseller on meditation, and somebody challenges you and you say, get lost. Read my book first. See the difference. That is the difference between the teacher. How are you, Samir?
Sir, it was very quiet inside me, very quiet, and all laziness and means fatigue has gone. Now I'm more alert, more energetic, and more aware, and more woken up.
That's good. That's a sign of the progress. How are you, Vivek?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel beautiful.
felt something when I think of that paper before.
Live with that Manisha all the time. Good. How are you, Shobhaji? Do you know David, Jerry, and Stephen and Terry? After the name, we always say G. Like David G, Jerry G, Stephen G means, with love and respect. So I have used only for Shobha Ji. I'm sorry, yeah.
सर आज तो बहुत अच्छा हुआ.
बहुत अच्छा हुआ.
हाँ सर बहुत अच्छा हुआ. इवन मतलब स्पेस फील किया काफी, मतलब सारा टाइम स्पेस ही फील किया. एंड आफ्टर दैट सर शिवा मतलब शिवालय देखा, फिर शिव देखा, फिर शिव को अंदर महसूस किया.
गुड
स्पेस में.
गुड.
हाँ मतलब इतना ज़्यादा मेरे को समझ नहीं आया मैं कैसे कर रही.
Yeah, she could see that image of the Shiva inside. That's really good. That's a journey. Sangeeta ji.
सर बहुत शांत था, और जब स्पेस बाहर देख रहे हैं और अंदर देख रहे हैं तो दोनों स्पेस मर्ज हो रहे हैं.
That's a beautiful experience. What she is saying that outer and the inner space first are known by the Manisha and then they merge together. So when they merge together, you get out of the shell of the body, an identification with the body. That's a good. How are you, Vaibhav?
So it's a really great experience. It was so dark that I completely lost the sense of time inside.
Good.
And like even if it is finished, like I'm still feeling like that I'm traveling inside me.
Live into that state. It's a good point. And especially I would say those who are attending, all these 3 sessions, because we are approaching meditation on Mondays and Thursdays differently than what we are approaching in today's. So there are hundreds of approaches. How are you, Jyoti? Welcome back. So
it was very soothing, very relaxing.
Very soothing and
relaxing, I should call it.
Very
and,
good.
The well-known mantra was Om Namah Shivaya, but I realized it today in a different manner. That I experienced that Swara Om at Nabhistan, Nama at Hridaya, and Shivaya at my head.
Yeah, that too is good. That too is, there are hundreds of ways of meditating with Om Namah Shivaya. The mind should stabilize.
Yeah.
Mind should continue to live within, and then we can use the same mantra for clarity, for going deeper. That is all. Thank you. Do you have any question? Anyone has any question? No, it's better. Can't be sunning. Thank you very much. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't forget the prince.